Ah, this game is so awesome. As much as I want to hate it for changing the Resident Evil formula, I just can't help myself from enjoying it. Like, I'm not too fond of the setting, the story, or even some of the enemies, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun playing it. I really don't know how else to explain it. You know what? I think I know what it is. It's survival horror that blends in action-adventure so seamlessly that it's sometimes hard to tell between the two. The action can be intense and gripping during some of the shootouts, but there's also this sense of fear and tension that wasn't apparent in previous RE games. Enemies are constantly in your face, and it creates this feeling of urgency that you didn't get in the past. You're always hitting that reload, hoping you have enough time before the guy gets back up. There's this one particular moment that always stands out to me. I felt it when playing on the GameCube, and I felt it again on the Switch. There's this one part where you're walking back from the lake and it's raining and you can see that it's about to thunder in the distance. Like, you just have this dreadful feeling that something bad is about to happen, even though there's really nothing on screen that would signify that. It's kinda creepy in a way. Hey, you wanna know what else is creepy? Walking out of your room and running into this guy. The moody atmosphere also lends a hand to this. And although I think the game can use a little more color, what's there does set the tone. And even after all these years, Resident Evil 4 still looks great, both on the big screen and in portable mode. The characters look super sharp with fine detail throughout. However, I did notice some low-res textures in the environments. This wall, for example. Now, I don't remember if it was like that on previous consoles, but in this day and age, they do unfortunately stick out a little more. Other than that, I think everything is like I remembered on the GameCube. I'm pretty sure everyone knows or have seen pictures of the guy with the chainsaw by now. He looks great, and running from him is still as terrifying as ever. Head explosions never ceases to amaze me, especially when it's accompanied by a giant parasite. In the modern age, this game has aged very well. Looking through the menu, I also noticed an option for motion blur. Now, this is just my opinion, but I think it looks awful. I can see it being used for like during an explosion, but having to see it every time I turn the camera is nauseating. Now, I will be honest, the game starts off a little slow and doesn't pick up until you get down to the lake, which can take a while. I mean, there are some shootouts that happen before that, but in my opinion, things don't start to get interesting until you get onto the boat. I think that's about the time when you really start to get invested in the story. The third-person mechanic works well, but I think the camera can be a little too low to the ground. It would be nice if you could see more of the environment. Like, why is it so tight? The game offers a variety of weapons to choose from, all helpful during specific situations. I'm always low on shotgun shells for some reason. My biggest complaint, however, has to be the escort missions. Having to protect Ashley and keep her from being carried off is such a pain in the ass. Not only that, she has her own health bar. Oh, you already have your hands full trying to fend off these guys in cloaked hoods, but now you gotta worry about her as well. Getting surrounded and running low on ammo with her crying for you in the distance is just so annoying. But I urge, don't give up. And if you're wondering, there are no motion controls, which I don't give a damn about. I played it originally on the GameCube with no motion controls and I enjoyed the hell out of it. If you want motion controls, then go buy the Wii version. It's like 10 bucks. By the way, I'm curious. Let me know in the comments how many times you guys have bought this game. Some of the gameplay mechanics can feel a little rigid in some places. It takes some getting used to, but you'll get it. I'm hearing rumors that Capcom is considering or have already started working on a Re4 remake. I honestly don't know why. If you ask me, the game they should be remaking is Code Veronica. Now that would be awesome. Another point I want to bring up are the boss encounters. These are just flat out amazing. Each one different from the previous and each one more exciting and exhilarating. Each encounter now requires a good amount of movement around the area. I think my favorite would have to be the guy with the Wolverine claws. Just ingenious. I always hear the argument that the RE franchise was never the same because of the new approach that Resident Evil 4 took, and I somewhat have to agree. The formula was growing a little stale during that time, and a complete overhaul was exactly what the franchise needed. I really liked how there was hardly any backtracking. I mean, there were a few moments where you had to revisit a certain area, but for the most part, the game was always pushing you forward. I like that. It felt like you had less baggage to lug around, and the new inventory system was a godsend. It finally just made sense. Rearranging items now felt almost like a game in itself. I guess we can all agree that a lot of the changes was for the better. Unfortunately, the side effect was that later entries in the series became nothing but all-out action, leaving very little that resembled the original tone of the franchise. I'm just glad Capcom is now starting to realize that, and is finally going back to its roots. If you played this game before and it's been a while, I don't see any reason not to pick it up again. And for those who have never played this before, then you absolutely have to give this game a shot. Listen, I know the transition over to Switch has been tough on you guys, but we're gonna get through this. Great games lie ahead, but you have to trust me. This video over here might help as well. Later, guys.